You ever been walking around in the middle of the afternoon, you look up and, wait a second, is that the moon? It just feels off, right? Like it's not supposed to be there. Well, today we're going to figure out exactly why our cosmic neighbor keeps crashing the daytime party.
You know, this exact thing happens to a character named Shamshun in our source material. He's just walking along with a friend, glances up, and is completely thrown for a loop. He's convinced it's got to be a trick because, in his mind, and hey, maybe in ours too, the moon belongs to the night. Period.
And Shamshun's confusion is probably super familiar to a lot of us. I mean, seeing the moon when the sun is out feels like it breaks one of the first rules we ever learned about the sky.
Right? From our earliest picture books, we get this really simple schedule. The sun works the day shift, punches out, and then the moon clocks in for the night shift. It's a nice, tidy little idea.
So, is that simple schedule actually true, or is the sky hiding something from us, right out in plain sight? The answer, I promise, is going to change the way you look up.
Because here's the first big secret. The daytime sky isn't empty at all. In fact, it's absolutely packed with stuff. Nothing just disappears when the sun comes up.
We tend to think, yep, it's just the sun up there. But the reality? Everything we see at night, all the stars, the planets, the constellations, they are all still right there during the day. They're just invisible to us.
So where'd they go? Well, they haven't gone anywhere. They're just completely drowned out. The sun's light is so incredibly powerful that when it hits our atmosphere, it scatters into that bright blue sky we see, basically throwing up a giant blue curtain that hides everything behind it.
Now, to really get this, let's use a simple analogy from our source. Let's think of the sky as this huge battle of the lights, with everyone competing for our attention. Okay, picture this with me. You're in a totally dark room, and all around you are these little flickering candles. You can see them pretty clearly, right? Those are the stars. But then, someone flips on a giant, super powerful flashlight and points it right in your face. That's our sun. So what just happened to the candles?
You can't see them anymore, can you? But they didn't go out. They're still there, burning away. It's just that your eyes are so overwhelmed by that flashlight that it's the only thing you can register. And that is exactly what's happening in our sky every single day.
All right, so if the sun's flashlight is strong enough to hide every single star, how does the moon manage to break through? Well, it turns out the moon has a couple of superpowers in this epic battle of the lights.
And these are its secret weapons. For one, it's super bright. And two, and this is the big one, it's extremely close to us. Let's break those down.
First up, brightness. After the sun, the moon is by far the most brilliant thing we can see. It's not a faint little candle like a distant star, it's more like a really strong lantern. It reflects so much sunlight that it can actually stand up to the glare of the daytime sky.
Now that brightness is a huge plus, for sure. But its proximity, that's the real game changer. This is the one thing that truly lets the moon cut through the sun's glare when all the stars can't.
It all comes down to distance. The moon is on average about 384,000 kilometers away. Now, that sounds like a crazy long way, but cosmically speaking, it's practically our next-door neighbor.
Now, compare that to the sun. It's almost 150 million kilometers away. The difference is just staggering. Being nearly 400 times closer gives the moon's light a much, much shorter trip to get to our eyes. And that's why it wins. If we go back to our analogy, it's like someone is holding that bright lantern right up next to your face, while that giant flashlight is still way across the room. Because it's so close, its light is concentrated enough for us to see, even with all that other bright light washing everything else out.
So what's the big takeaway here? It means we have to completely toss out that old idea of the sun working the day shift and the moon taking the night shift. It just doesn't work that way.
The moon doesn't rise when the sun sets. Its appearance is all tied to its own orbit around the Earth, which takes about 27 days. Sometimes that orbit puts it in our sky during the day, and sometimes at night. It's on its own schedule, and it really couldn't care less what the sun is doing.
So the next time you spot the moon at 4 in the afternoon, you'll know it's not a mistake. It's not weird at all. It's just our constant companion, following its own cosmic path, reminding us that it's always up there, day or night.
And that kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the moon and all the stars are hiding up there in plain sight every single day, what else might we be missing? What other secrets is that big blue sky keeping from us?